Hello, friends. Come on in and pull up a chair. There's room for everyone at Grandma Camp. I'm so glad you came to Grandma Camp with me today. Let's have some fun. What do you think of when you see this hat? Stop and think. What did you think of? Do you have a hat like this? Is that what you thought of? Maybe you know somebody who has a hat like this and you thought of that person. Maybe it looks like something that you wore when you went to the lake. And that's what you thought of? Sometimes when we stop and think, we think of something very quickly. Other times we have to stop and really think so that we can maybe remember something. Like, for example, if you can only find one shoe and you're looking all over for your other shoe, that's a good time to stop and think. When is the last time I saw that other shoe? Stop and think. And then when you remember, you can go look in that place. Stop and think is very important. Stop and think might mean having a memory. Or stop and think might help us to remember how to find something or how to do something. Like if you're learning to tie your shoes and you know that somebody showed you how to do it, but you're not really sure you remember, stop and think. Does that help you remember? Stop and think can also be used when we're talking about relationships with other people. For example, maybe you are going to say something a little bit unkind to somebody. Stop and think before you say that. You could think about how that might make that person feel, how that might make you feel, what it really sounds like. Is that really what you mean? On the other side of that, maybe you can stop and think about something very kind that you are going to say to someone. How would that make them feel? How would it make you feel? Is that really what you want to say? Stop and think is very, very important, and we can use it all the time. Like if you went to a friend's house and you needed to go use the bathroom, and so your friend showed you where the bathroom is, but when you came out of the bathroom, you don't remember how to get back to your friend's room. Stop and think. Where am I? Which way did I come? What did I pass when I came here? So many great tools that we call stop and think. And now every time you see a bucket hat like this, it will remind you, stop and think. No, David, by David Shannon. David's mom always said, "No, David. No, David. No, David, no. No, no, no. Come back here, David. David, be quiet. Don't play with your food. That's enough, David. Go to your room. Settle down. Stop that this instant. Put your toys away. Not in the house, David. I said no, David. Davy, come here. Yes, David, I love you. Have you ever picked dandelion flowers to give to your mother or someone you liked because you wanted to give them flowers? Today we're going to make a way for you to pick those flowers and put them in a vase. This will just be a pretend vase, but it will look so beautiful when you put your flowers in it. What you need for this project is a small piece of cardboard, a hole punch, a marker, and a pencil. We're going to start by drawing a line about halfway across our paper, like there. Okay, so draw your line right across there. Now you're going to go on each end of your line and draw straight lines down. So from the end of the line, you'll go down, and from that end of the line, you'll go down. They're not very long lines. Now you'll draw from the end of that line straight across to the end of that line. What shape have we made? It's a rectangle, right? Okay, now we're going to go down toward the bottom of our cardboard and we're going to draw another straight line straight across there, but not quite as long as the lines you did up here. See my bottom line? Okay, now we're going to go from the bottom of the rectangle, draw a straight line straight down to the ends of your lines down here. Now that we've done this with a pencil, we're going to trace over it with a marker so that we can see our lines better. Did you notice that drawing on cardboard is bumpy? It makes it a little bit tricky to make a straight line, but that is all we've done. We've made our little vase right there. Now we're going to use our hole punch to punch just a few holes up above the vase. This is where the flowers will go. See where the holes went? You can punch your holes any place you want up above the vase on your cardboard. Now it's time to get our flowers. Boys and girls, not everybody wants their most beautiful flowers picked, so make sure before you pick any flowers you have permission to do it. But dandelions in the grass, I think you could pick as many of those as you want. I know that you probably practice counting all the time. See if you can count with me and count my fingers. How many is this? How many fingers? 0. I haven't stuck up any of my fingers yet. So we always start with 0 and then we count each finger as it sticks up. So we count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Imagine if there were 100 fingers. That would be a lot of counting. And pretty soon you're going to be able to count to 100 if you already can't. I bet some of you can. I'm going to tell you a silly way and a fun way and an easy way to count to 100. It's called counting by tens. 10 means you start at 0 and then you add 10 and then you add 10 more and we'll count clear up to 100. See if you can learn this song so easily. We can count by tens up to 100. We can count by tens. Ready, here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What do you think? Did you already learn it? So easy. One of the fun things about counting by tens is when you listen to the words, they sound like the other numbers. Let me show you what I mean. When we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's one set of 10. When we get to the second set of 10, it's called 20. Did you hear it? It says 20. 20. I bet you can guess what happens when we get to the third one. 10, 20, 30. It sounds like 3. Now it gets really easy. 40, 50. We don't say 50, we say 50. 60, 70, 80, 90, and then the last one doesn't sound like 10, it's 100. Can you sing the song with me and we'll count all the tens? Let's do it together. We'll do it 2 times. If you need to listen, then listen the first time, but the second time, try to sing it with me. Ready? We can count by tens up to 100. We can count by tens. Ready, here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We can count by tens up to 100. We can count by tens. Ready, here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Did you notice that each time I did my fingers a little bit differently? It doesn't matter what order I stick my fingers up in. What matters is that each time there's a new one, you count it 1 time. So we could do it one more time. I'll hold up different kinds of fingers and you can count by tens up to 100. We can count by tens up to 100. We can count by tens. Ready, here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Super counting. Good job. Thank you for coming to Grandma Camp with me today. I had so much fun with you. I want you to know that I love you and I think you're wonderful just as you are. Come again soon.